it. It didn't freaking record. No. Alright guys, so it's 2020. You guys are probably thinking, hey, should I leave that 9 to 5 and go full-time freelance? Let me tell you about my experience. What's up guys, my name is Cayabyab. I am a videographer, content creator, and hybrid shooter. I love doing videos and photos for influencers, brands, and companies. I personally love doing travel films. I love doing tutorials that help you guys out as creatives, and I guess you could say I vlog sometimes. So if you guys are into that, make sure you guys please like, comment, and subscribe, and onto the video. Before I get into the video, let me tell you my story. I actually have done video for approximately 4 or 5 years. The first 3 years was all vlogging, you know, watching Casey Neistat, watching him do his thing. I was like, dude, you could literally, like, you know, make some money by vlogging. Like, that's so easy. So I practiced, started getting into it. I really love doing videos. I didn't gain any traction. I was like, damn, you know, like maybe I shouldn't do vlogs. Let me readjust. And you know, right before that happened, I ended up just finding a job and was like, hey, I'll do this video thing on the side. And I started learning more about video, you know, my first year in the job. You know, I worked this 9 to 5 as a dealership inventory photographer. And let me tell you guys, it sucked. You know, I was shooting in the rain. I was shooting in the freaking summer when it was super, super hot. And I was like, dude, I can't do this. You know, I hate this job, blah, blah. What will it take for me to go full-time freelance and do this video thing? Because at the time, I was trying to get video gigs, and I actually got some, and I actually, you know, people really, really liked it. I got good responses. I was like, dude, maybe I should go full-time freelance, right? Second year, you know, I really sat down and thought to myself, what can I do to go full-time freelance as a videographer? And I told myself, okay, I need to pay off like at least half of my debt, and maybe I could like live off of like 3 months of work. I should be able to get client work. So I ended up getting promoted as a manager. Stayed there for literally like 6 months because I hated it so much. You know, I was just like, F this, I'm out. Put in my 2 weeks. Right before I quit my job, I decided to get all the equipment that I needed, you know, whether it's audio recording for like weddings or like a nice tripod or like a better camera, more lenses. I got everything that I could to get the work done without having like a stacked up, you know, video production status equipment. And I only saved up for 2.5 months worth, and I was like, hey, you know, I believe my work is pretty good. Not trying to be cocky, but hey, I'm pretty sure people will, you know, hit me up and do videos. And you know, little did I know that didn't happen. The first 3 months, I only literally got like 4 client work, made only about like, I like to say $500 in total in 3 months while door dashing, which sucked because I barely made anything with DoorDash. Which leads me to this video, 3 things that I learned trying to go full-time freelancing and failed. And maybe you guys can learn from it. Okay, so lesson number 1 is actually saving up more than 6 months worth of expenses. Like I said earlier, my dumbass saved up only 2.5 months thinking I would be getting clients left and right. And let me tell you guys, that didn't happen. Now the reason why I say 6 months is because, you know, a lot of people say, hey, you know, save up to 3 months at least. But, you know, I personally think if you save at least half a year's worth and hustled as much as you can, then generally you can freaking possibly kill it. You know, freelancing is actually tough, guys. If you have no following, if you don't really know anyone that is into doing videos or know anyone who may be interested in doing videos, then you're potentially out of luck. You know, majority of the people I knew, you know, they didn't really have much referrals. They didn't really know anyone that had videos. I literally had to go up and do the hard work, guys. So freelancing is about not what you know, but who you know. And the reason why I say that is because me personally, I had to go up and, you know, cold call people, cold call businesses I found on Yelp, and cold emailing and reaching out and being a second shooter. And with that, I mean, I was able to gain portfolio, and I guess my work is slowly getting there. But honestly guys, even till this day, like, I'm still struggling. My example, literally a month and a half I was tripping out because I couldn't find any clients whatsoever. I was getting a lot of no's, and I was like, dude, I was chasing the next paycheck to pay the bills as opposed to actually improving my craft and actually trying to, provide a lot more value than I initially wanted. Because I was too in the mind of like stressed out, I gotta pay my bills, how am I gonna pay it? Which leads me to lesson number 2. Lesson number 2 is marketing and referrals are super important. What I notice about the creative industry, it's not about what you know, but who you know. And what I mean by that is, you can have the greatest product in the world, but if no one knows about it, then how can people know about it? How will people know about your product? How will people know about you? And I really wish I knew this before going full-time freelancing, because I felt like, I'm not saying my work is like the best, but I felt like mine was decent enough, to get like constant small gig work that could potentially help me, get those bigger clients. But boy, did I thought wrong. So for me, for my experience, I actually had a few creatives who are photographers and some videographers that I met like last year and got close with. But I've asked them like, hey, how do you get your clients? Like, you're doing hella good work. Blah blah. I'm praising them because I'm actually like inspired to get more clients. And then they said, it's all about referrals. Like, literally, it's about making that lasting impression and making sure you do such a good job to the point where people will talk about you. For me, I had to get my hands dirty, guys. I had to keep on posting as much as I could on Instagram, whether that's doing free work, reaching out to influencers who might be interested in doing free work, and actually meeting these business owners that could potentially help me, cold calling, cold emailing. And I'm not saying I'm the best, guys, but truthfully, I'm still working at it. So yeah, guys, all about who you know, not what you know. Which leads me to lesson number 3. So lesson number 3 is actually, similar to number 2, which is networking, guys. Networking is super important. There's this quote that I heard from a business person. I forgot who it's from, but basically the quote says, it's easy to get work from people you've already worked with compared to getting new work with someone new. And the reason that is familiarity. I hope I said that right. Familiarity. Yes, familiarity. It's all about, forming that connection, networking, and forming that bond. And, I've talked to other creatives and even influencers, and I asked them like, hey, how are you guys getting these gigs and these potential like campaigns? And they told me it's literally all about networking. I really wish I knew this beforehand, because I would have attended networking events, and you guys should probably attend networking events as well. You get to meet new business owners, possible startups, new friends. And it's just like, if I didn't have this 9-to-5 job that I have now, I would have probably went to networking events and form relationships, do very good work, leave lasting impressions. And if I focus more on networking as opposed to making sure I reach ends meet, then I probably would have gotten more gigs. And now the last question. You guys are probably thinking, dang, what a sore loser. Was that really worth it? And honestly, guys, it was worth it. And the reason why I say that is because me as a person, I learned from experiencing, and I feel that I learned so much more as opposed to, going to school, learning how to camera operate, or learning how to do sales, or learning how to market. I learned literally all those 3 things just by doing. And even though I'm struggling, I wouldn't have it any other way, because I feel like struggling is the number 1 asset someone could have, because with struggle you grow, and your boy grew. So if you're thinking about freelancing, I say by all means think about it very, very hard. And hopefully my lessons, could teach you a thing or two. I'm not trying to say do all those three, but hey, those are lessons that I learned, and I'm just here to tell you guys my lessons, and hopefully you guys can implement my mistakes onto your journey. So with that being said, comment below on struggles you've had to help contribute to the community, or experiences you've had that could potentially help others. And with that, I'm out here. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'm freaking tired. Peace out.